Tome Tampering is the worst card in Murder at Castle Nathria, and it's not close. It has a deck win rate of 26.9%, and the next lowest has a win rate of 35.6%. So it's about 9 percentage points worse than the next worst card in the expansion. So what does Tome Tampering do? For 3 mana, we get to discard our entire hand, but we shuffle 1-cost copies of our hand into our deck. So the idea is you play Tome Tampering, you discard, Neptulon, and then next turn you top deck Neptulon, and you get to play your 10-drop on turn 4. So to maximize that, I'm just playing a ton of big stuff. The curve of our deck is pretty insane. I have 16 cards that cost 7 or more. And remember earlier when I mentioned the second worst card in the expansion? Well, we're also playing that card. It's Dinner Performer. A 3-mana minion with Battlecry, summon a random minion from your deck that you can afford to play. Now, in general, this card sucks, but if you're shuffling a bunch of 1-cost stuff into your deck with Tome Tampering, then suddenly Dinner Performer is a pretty good top deck. Once again, you can use it to pull out something like a Neptulon. So with Dinner Performer in mind, and I am also playing Masked Reveler, I did lean toward things that are good to cheat out. For example, I've got Abominable Lieutenant over the Insatiable Devourer, and just generally things that are good to cheat with one of our various methods. We do have a little bit of discard synergy to go with Tome Tampering. We've got Suffocating Shadows, which when played or discarded destroys a random enemy minion, and High Priest Jeklik, which when discarded adds 2 copies of Jeklik to your hand. Those do help out with the Tome Tampering a bit. With this version of the deck, I have a 40% win rate, which sounds bad, but I'm outperforming the average Tome Tampering player by 13.1%. So I'm actually sick at the game, is what I'm getting at. And hey, you wouldn't want to miss any uploads from such a talented Hearthstone player, so go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you would. Love the tome. And I think with the tome, we just keep big stuff, right? Suffocating Shadows might be pretty good if this is an aggressive warrior or a rogue. Okay. We do like Jeklik. Although between Jeklik and Suffocating Shadows, there's not much high roll potential off this tome. Okay. Double Shadows. Alright, there's a little bit of high roll potential, but 6 is a bit inexpensive, so maybe not. I think we just go ahead and drop the Tome Tampering here. Coin is bad, right? Do I ever wait a turn so I can tap with the coin? Nah. This is just so good with double Suffocating Shadows hitting 2 targets and the Jeklik as well. Oh, that is a very good draw. Okay. Masked Reveler was definitely the low roll. I could have hit Neptulon, Stoneborn General, or Abominable Lieutenant. Or I guess Jeklik. Jeklik wasn't that good either. Five. Oh, that's a sad Acolyte of Pain. I think my opponent might be hitting the concede button here. Okay, all it took to win was to play against Warrior. Okay, no Tome Tampering, and if I do draw Tome Tampering, this is not a good hand for it. So I'm a bit concerned.
May the light grant you peace.
Okay, there's Tome Tampering. And the Onyxias that I picked up are pretty good for it.
Really, it's not too heavy.
Let's try to do a little bit more tampering.
What'll wet your whistle?
I think I am going to Tome Tamper this turn. Hopefully I can hit Suffocating Shadows on the 3/5. Could play Theatar, but I don't think I want to.
With every step, the light guides you.
Need a bit more spice over here.
Alright, a couple bad draws this turn. I'm setting up to take 9 here, which is not great.
What'll wet your whistle?
That's a good one. So I play Onyxia, it hits here. I have 6 whelps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, beautiful. Oh, and that's such a good overdraw. I think this game is winnable. I have Suffocating Shadows plus Cornelius next turn, which is a very strong turn 7.
Reporting for duty.
I'm gonna need to win a 50-50. I'm gonna need to win a 1 and 3. Okay, I'm no longer that excited about this turn. But the Dinner Performer has a lot of good targets. And by a lot, I mean 2.
Thank you.
I do want to play Theatar. That way Dinner Performer can't hit the other Dinner Performer.
Insanity is no excuse for bad men.
So bad. Actually, maybe Vitality Surge is pretty good for me. Oh, I can play it this turn after Dinner Performer. Okay. You can have... I feel like I kind of still want this Cornelius. You can have Moarg.
For your entertainment.
Beautiful. Alright. Definitely winning on board at the moment.
Stay, for you are graced with
Countess. Okay. Oh, that's a 1-mana Jiraxxus to go with my 8-drop next turn. Although I probably want to go like Jiraxxus 6 hero power. Don't King Crush me. Oh, a stealth minion. That's kind of annoying. This costs 3. I have 6 left. I think I'm just playing a Jeklik. I could play Lieutenant here. Lieutenant's pretty good. Lieutenant's really good here. Am I gonna overdraw? I have 8 in hand, so I'm gonna overdraw 1. That's fine. And I'm at 12. I don't think there are many legendaries that can kill me. I probably have enough health that I'm not dead to Halla plus Macaroll. No, they play Countess, so there's no Mr. Smite in that deck. Or maybe they just draw Mr. Smite before playing Countess.
May the light grant you peace.
Strong city tax. Okay, this Edwin is still manageable. So 10 mana. We can Hero Power, Goldshire Knoll, Masked Reveler. That's a full clear. Playing this Onyxia seems pretty appealing. Could just play Onyxia instead of Goldshire Knoll and leave up a 1/1. I don't know if I love leaving up a 1/1. What if they're a Divine Toll gamer? Okay. I mean, I can Onyxia here instead of Hero Powering, I guess. But Onyxia Mutanus Hero Power is a pretty good turn at some point, I think. And like, this board is still scary for the opponent. I'm showing 16 and they're at 15.
Really? It's not too heavy.
I have a Stoneborn General to get through that. Okay. Not lethal now.
I hope Sire likes it right.
So I've got 11. I think I'm playing a Masked Reveler here.
What a delightful party.
So bad. Alright. Good turn for the Onyxia. And by the way, over 4 turns, I can just punch them with my weapon until they die. Weapon is no longer lethal. Oh, that's looking tasty for my lieutenant. That's 2 equalities down. And 2 righteous defense, actually. I don't know if they can deal with this lieutenant. I guess they can always discover a solution. Mackie rolling. I've got 25. My deck never draws damage, so 25 isn't gonna do it. Oh, I believe I can make this dinner performer guarantee pull Neptulon at some point. It's kind of nice. Okay, never mind. It's kind of funny that their Steward the Steward is just feeding my lieutenant. Equality number 3, you love to see it. But do they have another city tax or consecration or something? They're dead on board at the moment. They do still have a 0 mana legendary. Well, that's scary. What?
Need a bit more spice over here.
That can't go face. What are you doing?
Gul'dan versus Tyrande.
Your path has brought you here.
Your soul shall be mine.
Tome Tampering, Jucklick are good. And I think these 8 drops are both fine against Priest, so let's just full keep this hand.
I see you've brought guests.
Should I coin hero power when I have Tome Tampering? Probably. Because I want to play it on 3 and I want to play Jeklik on 4. And the coin is bad to Tome Tamper because you shuffle it into your deck and it costs 1. So it's just a dead draw. Double Suffocating Shadows is probably going to be a waste. Even single Suffocating Shadows. Hopefully they are being offered both spells and Jeklik, I guess. I don't really want to give them any of the big stuff. Maybe Cornelius. It'd probably be hard for them to find hand space for it. It feels so bad Tome Tampering with these 2 deadly shots. Those Suffocating Shadows and no targets. But I think it's the play. Hopefully I can draw a 1 mana card to go with this Jeklik next turn. They probably take Lieutenant there, if I had to guess.
More bones to gnaw on.
Sure. I do need to draw something to bail me out here.
What knowledge do the stars provide?
3 Jekliks in a row, huh? Sure, why not?
The path is clear for the worthy.
Tamsin's probably just pretty good, right? Hopefully she picks up a 1. I have a lot of 1s. Okay, double imp is insanely... Triple imp? Wow, that is really unlucky for the opponent. And Cornelius? Oh, that was a hell of a turn. And Dinner Performer is really good. Although one of my 1-drops is another Dinner Performer, which sucks. But I've also got a Lieutenant, a Localar, a Gigafin. I think that's it. So 3-1, the Dinner Performer is good. So I could go Null plus Dinner Performer. I don't think that's great though. Let's just go Hero Power and then 6-drop probably.
What a delightful party.
They do still have the 3 cards they identity thefted from me, which are pretty likely to be Abominable Lieutenants. So I guess I don't really want to play my Lieutenant until I see their Lieutenant, if possible. They're tempting me with such a good Lieutenant here, though. Fine. I'll play Lieutenant. I could also just go for Suffocating Shadows, but I guess I can do that to their Lieutenant if I need to. After all, they may not even have a Lieutenant. And if they do play Lieutenant, then just like Mutanus plus this plus tap is good.
Were you followed?
Alright, what you got? Not Kidnap. There's also the one where I spend all my mana, and the one where I play a spell. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and spend all my mana. Unfortunate, but what do I eat? Okay. 4/5's not too bad, but I was right that if they took Cornelius Rome, it was hard to have the hand space for it. I think I said that out loud. Did I have a Reveler in my hand? Were there... Oh, the Mutanus dupe is their Mutanus, okay. Well... let's play Onyxia, I guess.
What is taking so long?
Neptulon is more damage if it sticks, but it's also worse against just like one of the hands dying, and then I only have 12. Okay, well, Clean the Scene is better against Onyxia than it would have been against Neptulon. Fool. Most of my deck costs more than 6 mana. Actually, probably not true with the 1 mana cards I shuffled. That's what you gave me? I mean, that is a choice. Very annoying dinner performer. I had a Localar and a Gigafin. Oh, I think the Abominable Lieutenant they gave me cost 1 when they picked it, right? I still don't know if it was a good selection though, because it still gave me a 6 mana Lieutenant. They did have a Lieutenant earlier. Let's just do this. I would have been okay just ramming Neptulon into it a couple of times, but I think the Suffocating Shadows is sometimes kind of hard to use, and it's nice to get these slow Onyxia down. Come on, whelps. I need you to take the hit here. I do have a Theatar in my deck. I could steal their win condition. Maybe I should... I really need to play Neptulon here, I think. I really want to find Theatar, though. Well, what happens if they just play their Xyrella? I can send 7 into it, and then I have 8, 8, 8, 4. Okay, never mind. They're just giving me time to draw Theatar, though. Well, that ain't it. I have 2 draws at Theatar, and with 2 Wicked Shipments in deck, that's basically 2 out of 7 to hit it. There's Xyrella finally. They're not playing Thrive in the Shadows this turn, though, so I guess I don't even have to Theatar this turn. I don't think Jiraxis really does that much for me. Let's tap. This Gigafen wastes a lot of mana, but it's pressure, whatever. So, what is wrong with my deck tracker? Why do I have 8 cards in my deck?
I do say, I seem to have lost the surface.
Oh, maybe it's these things, right? Wonder why it's not keeping track of my imps. It usually does. So with that in mind, I actually only have... I'm like about 66% chance to draw Theatar.
Insanity is no excuse for bad manners.
Do I go for Theatar here if I draw it? Okay, there's Thrive, so I 100% need to Theatar this turn. Oh, but they thrived into a Desperate Prayer. So this card has to be the Purified Shard. Alright, this should just be guaranteed to win, right?
Insanity is no excuse for bad
Yoink.
It is finished. You win.
God, we love a good Theatar lethal. Grass type Voltorb. Reverse Hollow Growlithe. And a Braviary. I already have a Hollow Braviary.